Hello everyone and welcome back. With Tomb of Sargeras launching tomorrow, we're gonna have to go back to progression mode as tanks in order to actually survive this raid. So let's go over exactly what I'm going to be doing to get ready for progression for Tomb of Sargeras. So the biggest thing that I want to do is to maximize my effective HP and to maximize my survivability walking into Tomb. So the first thing that I want to cover is what two legendaries I'm going to be bringing into Tomb of Sargeras. Now myself and the Prot Warrior Discord are still in agreement that gloves and bracers are the best two pieces you can get. So if you have those two legendaries, just go ahead and equip those. Those two are going to be the best two legendaries that you can have. And that's because the gloves generate more rage and DPS, and bracers do an insane amount of healing. So every time you have a full bar of rage, if you use that full bar of rage, you heal for 14% of your HP. Since those bracers scale with you and with your gear by healing for a percentage amount, the amount that they heal is only going to get better as you get geared. One thing that I will say is, even though Tomb of Sargeras looks to be a lot more physical damage oriented as opposed to Nighthold, if there is a very magic heavy fight, I will be equipping the bracers and the brand new pants as soon as I get them. Now I don't have these brand new pants yet, but the extra charge of spell reflection is going to make them the go-to choice with any magic heavy fight. When I walk into Tomb of Sargeras, the trinkets that I am going to have equipped are the Dark Moon Deck Immortality, which can now obliterate up to item level 900. So if you haven't done that yet and you happen to have some spare gold, go ahead and buy that card and upgrade it to item level 900. It's going to be really good. And the second trinket I'm going to equip is an absorption trinket. Now I'm running an infernal contract because I got lucky enough to get a very good one, but if you do not have an infernal contract but you have an animated exoskeleton or any other absorption trinket out there, I would highly suggest bringing that into the raid. Now the reason why I like running an absorption trinket is because typically in a raid encounter there are moments of high tank damage, and these on use absorption trinkets are going to help you survive that. It basically counts as an extra cooldown for survivability in those moments. One other thing is, even though our tier 19 step bonus did get nerfed by 50% for us Prot Warriors, I'm still going to be walking in there with my 2-piece. Now I did break my tier set and I'm no longer using the 4-piece, but that's because the 4-piece lends itself to more active tanking and more active physical tanking as well. So I am going to go in there with the 2-piece bonus, and it still emulates having a big amount of mastery, so I am keeping the 2, slashing away the 4. Now in terms of what talents I'm going to go with and what talent build I'm going to walk in with, I'm still going to be using Vengeance. I will be Vengeance weaving since it's more effective on our rage. But if you do happen to have the legendary belt, you can also run Booming Voice with the belt and the bracers. That's also completely viable. The other talent point I'm going to be running from there is also Indomitable. I am going to be giving up Devastator for this raid just because Indomitable provides a much bigger health pool, slightly bigger ignore pains, so you will end up spiking less in those periods of high damage, and it'll help out your healers, especially if you're running something like Pugs where you can't communicate with your healers. This will help out. But if you're in a guild and you only run with your guild and your healers know that you will spike a little bit more by running Devastator, then I would suggest running Devastator since Indomitable got a little bit of a nerf recently. So it just depends on your situation. Also depending on the boss fight. If the boss fight has periods of extremely high damage and then the rest of the fight is pretty consistent, think something like Trial of Valor. When it first came out, Odin's Spear used to hit us for a huge chunk of our HP. That required Indomitable. If the fight is pretty consistent damage, you can run Devastator and not have to worry about it. On physical heavy fights, I will be running Heavy Repercussions, and on magic heavy fights, I will be running Anger Management. Now the last thing I want to cover here is if you don't have the perfect match of legendaries, what else you could be doing. So a good legendary combo is to run the legendary belt and either one of the 2 legendary rings that are out right now. They will help you with rage generation and rage consumption, and if you do run this, you will be running Booming Voice and Anger Management as well to consume all of that rage. The new pants are going to be very strong legendaries and they can be combined with any other legendary. If you have the bracers and any of the rings, that is also a good combination of generating a ton of rage and consuming it for HP. Also, if you just happen to have the gloves are such a good legendary, they combine with any other legendary as well. One other thing to note is if you do not have an absorption trinket from Nighthold or anything like that, you can actually run the legendary trinket for that absorption effect as well. So I hope this helps all the Prot Warriors out there. This is exactly the way I'm going to be running into Tomb of Sargeras and the way I'm gearing up for it. Also stay tuned, dropping tomorrow will be the first of boss guides. Leading all of this week, I will cover all of normal, so stay tuned. And as always, good luck tanking out there.